So today I will be making oxtails, as you can see in the thumbnail. They will be for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Now for the original recipe, I cannot take credit. A couple of months ago, I wanted some oxtails, and there was a channel, Southern Smoke Boss. The video had over 1 million views. I trusted the guy. So with all soul food, after you watch something and try it their way, then you can make some modifications towards your own taste buds, towards your liking. So we'll get straight into it. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my seasonings in a bowl first, and then you'll see what I do. So first, I'm going to get some olive oil. I don't do measurements either, so just try to follow me with this. I promise it's going to be amazing. So I have some olive oil. That much. Well, you saw how much the drop was. Then I'm going to go with some truffle oil. I have some black and white truffle oil. I'm going to put about equal parts into it. So what I do is I turn both of them upside down. And this is about 8 pounds worth of oxtail. So if you see some seasonings and it looks like it's a lot, remember that it is 8 pounds. It was 9 pounds, but after the amount of fat that I trimmed, oh yeah, of course, they've already been cleaned and trimmed, all that's good stuff. So after that, it's about 8 pounds worth of oxtails. Okay, so I have the oils. Now I'm going to go with, I don't use too much of this. I'm going to use some garlic salt. Some people do garlic powder, but I just go ahead and use the garlic salt. This is how much garlic salt I have in there. I like to do my salt first, and then from there, cater things towards the way I like it. So, I like the Tony's that has more spice to it. Some people might not like as much spice, so they do have the original Creole seasoning, but for me and my family, they like it when I do the one with the more spice to it, and I promise it is not going to make your oxtail spicy. We're not at any Scotch bonnets, so it will not be like burn your mouth spicy, but it will have a nice level of heat to it, not even as much as the Popeye's chicken, so you can handle it, I promise. So I'm going to go in with some Tony's. That's enough Tony's. And there's enough salt in here already, so I will not be adding a lot more salt. So even though this is not necessarily Caribbean oxtails, I do like to add just a dash of allspice to it. Next, I'm going to come with some smoked paprika. Smoked paprika. And I like to liberally add this to the dish as well. Next, I'm going to come with some, I'll go ahead and add the black pepper. And I like to add a lot of this as well. Next, I'm going to have my thyme and rosemary. I'm almost out of thyme, so I'll use more rosemary than thyme. Here's what the seasonings look like right now. Here's the thyme. I'll just do a couple of drops. And right now, I'm just going to fold it to see how it looks. I know the consistency of the paste that I need. And from there, I'll decide if I need to add more stuff to it. I'm going to... It's a little bit runnier than I prefer. You know what? Let me just put this down. That works. It's a little bit, learning these camera angles, it's a little bit runnier than I prefer, so I'm going to go with a little bit more black pepper, a little bit more of the more spice. And like I said, this is 8 pounds worth of oxtail, so this will not give you hypertension, I promise. Oh. I'll add a little bit more garlic salt to it. Okay, there's the consistency I'm looking for. A little more garlic salt, a little bit more. A little bit more rosemary to it. Here's what I'm working with right now. And I think it is time to go ahead and add these to the oxtail. So like I said, my hands are clean. These have been trimmed already. It was so much fat on these. But I think right now I have a nice marble. So I'm going to go ahead and just take some of this. And since I do not want to just be touching raw, oh, the reason why I do this is so I can measure it first with the raw meat. So I just won't be contaminating from raw meat and having to wash my hands and going back to the seasonings. That's why for me, I add my seasonings to this container first. And in order to get the film off, I did get these from Walmart. There was a store that did have some oxtails, but they were $14 a pound. And the way stuff is going up, that just was not in my budget. These oxtails were like $8 at Walmart. In Kansas, a lot more affordable. So I did have to do 3 passes with the apple cider vinegar to make sure there was no more film on there. And to just get some of the fat off after trimming the fat as well. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to take these off. And I'm going to just mix it with my hands. I'm going to have to wash my phone off. I didn't think about that. What I'm going to do to my oxtails, I'm going to season them overnight. I'm going to put a container, or put a lid, of course a container. I'm going to put a lid on top of these and put them in the refrigerator and season them overnight so they can be nice, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So that's what I was going to say. Different from the Southern Smoke Boss, he uses 2 packets of brown gravy mix and 1 container of cream of mushroom. I figured out for me, I only use 1 container of brown gravy mix, and I am going to come back with a little bit more of these seasonings, a little bit more cayenne pepper, a little bit more smoked paprika, maybe a little bit more thyme and rosemary, and maybe some more black pepper. I just found that I like that flavor profile more than 2 packets of brown gravy. But like I said, whatever works for you, whatever works for you. Okay, so this is where we're going to end the video at tonight, or should I say this clip right now, and you'll see the rest tomorrow. Good morning. So it is the next day. I have the oxtails that have been marinating overnight. I'm going to put them in the crock pot. And I'm not going to add any oil or anything because, as you'll see later on, they make enough juice by themselves. Let's go ahead and stuff these in here a little better. It's a lot of oxtails. So now it's time to make the gravy part. And as I mentioned before, I make mine a little bit different than his. I only use 1 packet of brown gravy powder. So I'm going to add the 1 packet of powder. One packet of powder. Stuff is having a hard time coming out today. 1 packet of powder. 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, and just because I'm on camera, I'm going to fill this up with a bottle of water to get the rest of the soup from the side of the can. And then I'm just going to season it to my liking, as I mentioned before. I'm going to add a little bit of more spice. Tony's more spice. Turn this down so. I'm going to add a little bit of Tony's more spice. A little bit of black pepper. A little bit of cayenne. A little bit of rosemary. And a little smoked paprika. So I'm just going to mix this up and I'll show you the consistency of it. So here's the money shot. So here's what the gravy looks like. I don't want to fall over. But it's not too runny, it's not too thick, it's just the perfect consistency. Oh, I forgot. I have chopped onions as well. It's not, this is not Iron Chef America, so these are not the perfect size of chopped onions, but it'll do for what I need it to do. So I'm just go ahead and put the onions in here. It's no like really big chunks. And once again, this is gonna cook on low for, I cook it on low for 7 hours, and then for 1 hour, I'll do it on high. And it'll fall off the bone. Okay, so here it is. Let's pour it on top of these oxtails. And then in about 8 hours, I'll show you the finished product of what this will look like. So after 8 hours, this is what you can expect your oxtails to look like. I could just eat them right now, but I'm going to put them on low for maybe an hour or two more, just so they could really fall off the bone. So thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. So the last slide that you will see is how I served it. I served the oxtails mixed in with some rice, and y'all, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.